So what do you do to innovate? Well, you challenge yourself. You challenge yourself to think differently, to do differently, to act differently, to look at the world differently. You try and do things in ways that you have not done them before. You know what I find when it comes to innovation is there's, to a degree, a big generation gap here. A big generation gap in terms of how baby boomers approach the future and approach innovation, and the way younger generations approach the future and approach innovation. I was at a conference in San Diego. It's a group called the Point of Purchase Advertising International Association. These are the folks who make in-store promotional displays. Okay, so you go into a hardware store or a drugstore. You go into a drugstore, and they've got an end cap in the store, say with suntan lotion. And it's in a cardboard display case, and it's got great big sunshine murals on it and great big letters. And these are the folks who design this in-store cardboard display case. These are the folks that if you're doing a display in the front of a store, they're the folks who design the cardboard layout and do the logistics, do the packaging of the samples that go in the front of the store. Now, I went to this conference in San Diego, and I went to the cocktail party the night before, just to get sort of a feel of where we are in the industry and what's going on. And I went down and I spoke to some of the folks, and there was a group standing over here. I stood there and chatted with them, and I listened to what they were talking about. And they were talking about the latest trends occurring with corrugated cardboard. It was kind of a fascinating discussion. I never knew there were so many fascinating things going on with cardboard. But I noticed over on the other side of the room, there's a whole group of young people sitting there chatting. And I said to one of the fellows, I said, well, who are those people over there? And one of the fellows observed, oh, well, they're the plasma people. They're the plasma people. And I thought to myself, well, I have to go over and talk to them. So I went over and I talked to them. And what do you do? Where do you fit in the industry? What are you focused upon? And here's what they're focused upon. Their view is that one day Jim Carroll is going to walk into a store, a drugstore, and he's going to walk down aisle 1, and I'm going to pick up a product. It's going to have an RFID tag in that product, and that's going to cause an LCD panel on the corner of the screen, to start running a commercial trying to interest me in a similar product over in aisle number 7. They view this world of in-store promotional display that is very high-tech, that is very interactive, that is very on the moment, that is very individual-based, that is very customized, and is very much in tune with the fact that this next generation lives and breathes in terms of their interactivity. But here's what was so unique about the conference. Going into that room was like attending a high school dance, except it wasn't the guys and it wasn't the girls. It was the cardboard people and it was the plasma people. And the two groups couldn't even talk to each other. We are a very unique generation, and we're the cardboard people. Think about that. This next generation, they've grown up with technology. Technology is inherent to what they do. Technology is their oxygen. They're the plasma people. And ask ourselves, as we go forward into this new world in which the process of building and sustaining and keeping a brand fresh is becoming so challenging, do we have the cardboard people and the plasma people hanging out on different sides of the room and they can barely talk? What innovative organizations do is they focus on generational collaborative capability. How do we blend the experience and capabilities and insights that we have as boomers in terms of the business and bring in the fact that they have a different perspective and a different view and a different way of innovating and a different way of adapting to change? I was doing a change management workshop one day, and here's a really fascinating observation. A 25-year-old girl came up to me afterwards, and she said, here's something I don't get. Why do you have to have workshops on change? Why do organizations have workshops on dealing with change? We just change. We just change. Change to this next generation is like oxygen. Change to them is fundamental. Change is what they live for. Change, if they don't have change, if they don't have the capability to change, they don't know what to do.